Welcome back to the show. Today we're stepping into one of the oldest conversations humanity ever had with itself. The moment we left the wild and entered the world of cities, laws, and culture. To explore that turning point, we're bringing together two ancient stories, the taming of Enkidu in the Epic of Gilgamesh and the biblical story of Adam and Eve. And as we'll see, these stories don't just rhyme, they share deep linguistic, cultural, and philosophical roots. Segment 1. Enkidu before the city. Enkidu begins as a creature of the steppe. He runs with gazelles, drinks from the same watering holes as the animals, and knows nothing of kings, temples, or writing. He is strong, free, and utterly outside the world of civilization. But the city of Uruk fears him. So the solution is not a weapon, it's a woman. Shamhat, the temple courtesan, is sent to civilize him. Their encounter lasts 6 days and 7 nights. And when it ends, the animals flee from him. Enkidu tries to run after them, but his legs are heavy. He has crossed a threshold he can't uncross. Shamhat tells him, "You have become wise, Enkidu. Like a god, you are now. But wisdom comes with a cost." He has lost the innocence of the wild. Segment 2. A parallel in Eden. This moment echoes another ancient story, Adam and Eve in the garden. There too, a human begins in a state of innocence, living among animals, naked and unashamed. There too, a woman becomes the agent of transformation. And there too, the turning point is knowledge that brings both elevation and exile. After eating the fruit, Adam and Eve become like gods, knowing good and evil. But they also lose their place in the garden. They must enter the world of toil, childbirth, agriculture, and mortality. Both stories describe the same human transition. From nature to culture, from instinct to consciousness, from innocence to civilization. Segment 3. The rib, the wordplay, and the Sumerian shadow. There's a linguistic thread connecting these stories that most people never hear about. In Sumerian, the word ti means both rib and life. The goddess Nin-ti can therefore be translated as either Lady of the Rib or Lady of Life. This pun appears in Sumerian mythology long before the Hebrew Bible, and in Genesis, Eve is created from Adam's rib and becomes the mother of all living. It's not proof of direct borrowing, but it shows these cultures were in conversation. Ideas flowed along trade routes, through scribes, through oral tradition. The ancient Near East was a web, not a set of isolated islands. Segment 4. Samuel Noah Kramer and the Question of Civilization. The great Sumerologist Samuel Noah Kramer once described the shift from wildness to civilization as a double-edged sword. Civilization brings writing, cities, law, agriculture, and culture. But it also brings hierarchy, labor, taxation, and mortality. Enkidu's story captures this tension perfectly. He gains wisdom, companionship, and purpose, but loses the freedom of the wild. Adam and Eve gain moral awareness, but lose paradise. Both stories ask the same question: is civilization a blessing, or a fall? And both answer, it is both. Closing. When we look at Enkidu and Adam side by side, we're not just comparing myths. We're watching humanity remember its own transformation, the moment we stepped out of the wilderness and into the world we now call home. Thanks for listening. Until next time, keep exploring the stories that shaped us.
From steppe to city, Enkidu, Adam, and the Sumerian shadow of Eden. In the ruins of ancient Mesopotamia, archaeologists found more than just walls. They found the blueprints of the human soul. Samuel Noah Kramer, the legendary Sumerologist, once wrote, "History begins at Sumer." Today, we explore two of the most influential stories ever told: the taming of the wild man Enkidu, and the fall of Adam and Eve. On the surface, they look like mirrors: a man, a woman, and a loss of innocence. But as Kramer reveals, these stories are siblings with very different ideas about what it means to be civilized. Is civilization a gift from the gods, or a tragic loss of grace?
Enkidu is born of clay, shaped by the goddess Aruru. He is the natural man. He lives in the Eden, the Sumerian word for the unfilled steppe. He eats grass, drinks from the watering hole, and protects the animals. Then comes Shamhat, a priestess of Ishtar. Through intimacy, bread, and beer, she tames him. Kramer reminds us, this is not a fall, it is an ascent. When Enkidu's animal friends flee, Shamhat tells him, "You are wise, Enkidu. You are like a god." To the Sumerians, being like a god meant possessing the me, the divine decrees of civilization. The loss of his wild nature is the price of admission to Uruk. And in Sumerian eyes, the city is destiny.
Now, Genesis. Adam is formed from the earth. He lives in a garden, another Eden. Naked, unashamed. He is joined by Eve. She leads him to a knowledge that changes him forever. Kramer's insight, the Sumerian goddess Nin-ti, the Lady of the Rib, may be the source of Eve's creation. In Sumerian, Ti means both rib and to make live, a pun that works in Sumerian but is lost in Hebrew. The contrast is striking. Shamhat brings wisdom and dignity. Eve brings exile and transgression.
Mesopotamian view. The steppe is chaos. Shamhat brings wisdom. Civilization is a blessing. Biblical view. The garden is perfection. The serpent and Eve bring rebellion. Civilization is exile. For the Sumerians, the city, with canals, laws, temples, was a triumph. For the Hebrews, the city, first built by Cain, was a curse. Two cultures, two visions. One question. Is civilization salvation or separation?
Kramer showed us that Genesis was not written in a vacuum. Its authors borrowed the motifs of the wild man and the civilizing woman and inverted them. Where Sumer saw triumph, the Bible saw tragedy, a falling upward into toil and death. Whether you see civilization as a golden city or a gilded cage, the debate began 5,000 years ago in the mud of Mesopotamia.